Hello, I'm Dlang with Dlang Designs, and I am a fashion designer and also go-to-action strategist. So what I like to do is use fashion as a platform to create these opportunities and these conversations for how do you turn your goal into reality? How do we talk about more and show more opportunities in body positivity and loving ourselves so that we can go after our goals and dreams? So we're doing this today with a conversation actually on body positivity, and I have some amazing guests that are sitting right here, and I want to introduce you to them right now. So as you're watching this, definitely take notes. If you have any comments, if you're resonating with one of the ladies' comments, definitely write it down because we want to hear directly from you. The whole purpose of this is to really motivate and encourage you to go after your goals and dreams. So that's what we want to do today. All right, so grab your paper right now, and let's get started. So before I go into the conversation, I'm going to introduce each one of these ladies. And first, thank you for joining this conversation with me. It's a dream come true, and I'm just honored to have each one of you here. You were definitely selected because you have some amazing things going on, and I believe that your viewpoint could definitely help the viewers. All right, so we're going to relax and have a really good time. And so I want to begin here with Jody. Jody is an attorney. She is also a fashionista, and she is the founder of Red Shoe Diaries. So thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And then we have Michaela. Michaela is an international model, actress, and also photographer. So her viewpoint is really great because it is behind the camera and also in front of the camera, and also with just speaking and everything. So you're very well-rounded with that. So let's give it up for Michaela. We also have Kierra. Kierra, her smile just brightens up everywhere she goes. And I was just magnetic to that with her. And she is a connector. She's also a model. She is a student. And she's just going out there and representing herself and showing up for her goals and dreams. So I felt like she would have a very fresh perspective and interesting point of view. Over here, we have Gabby. Gabby is a real estate agent, and she is also, wanting to get people in their dream homes, getting them established so they can live their best life by where they live and having a place. So that's what she does. And then we have Shakara. Shakara is that behind the scenes woman who helps things like this run very smoothly. She's the one that's helping the behind the scenes and all that action that's going on. So I'm glad to have you actually on this side and actually sharing your point of view as well. And then we have Cortney. Cortney is an amazing model, and I want to say supermodel. That's what I want to say about Cortney. Cortney I have been working with for a while now, and I just love her spirit, her personality, and she also is going to be a mom. And excited about that. And she really goes out here and promotes body positivity for curvy and full-figured and plus women. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And so you have met everyone here that is going to be part of this conversation today. So before we started, I asked you to grab a piece of paper and a pen. Do you have that? Did you get that? No? Okay, well, anyway, maybe grab your iPhone or your Android and definitely take notes, okay? So we're going to dive in to this conversation on body positivity. And so the context for this discussion today is all about this ad from Flat Tummy Company. And the ad it's a big billboard in Times Square. And it has a young woman sucking a lollipop. And these lollipops are supposed to suppress hunger. And so many people are outraged about this because if they feel like it is setting a negative image to, the world that you shouldn't eat. Like they feel that this is going on. So one of the models she's a model and actual body activist, body positivity activist. Her name is Tess Holliday. She started the petition. And it has a lot of people that's supporting her on this. So that is the topic for this. We want to get your opinions on that. So the question is, do you think that a billboard like that is promoting suppressing your hunger with this lollipop is dangerous to the current society and women? Like, do you think that this is dangerous, a dangerous image to project biggest day in Times Square? Like, what do you think about that?
Can I touch on it first?
Yeah.
So I have been so excited to talk about this for a couple of reasons. One being it hits close to home for me because one of the public figures that is now advertising Flat Tummy Co.'s Flat Tummy Sucker is April Jones, who I don't know if you're familiar. She's on Love and Hip Hop. She's on Marianne's Baby Mom. We went to high school together. We grew up together. We go to the same church back at home in Chicago. And when I saw April do it, I was like, When I first saw Kim do it, my immediate thought was, what are the ingredients?
Right.
I just want to know what it was made of.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did the research, and the active ingredient, so they say, because it's not FDA approved, so it hasn't really been, looked into and regulated in terms of a way that we recognize as legal. But the active ingredient in it is a super concentrated extract of saffron, which is the world's most expensive spice. I have saffron at home. I've been using it for years. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, shoot, it ain't that bad. But the thing is, no, I don't believe all children or most children are going to think the way I think as a 29-year-old woman. But saffron is actually very good for you. Now, the cane sugar and the brown rice syrup that's in it is not so good for you, but saffron increases your mood. It has been known to help with early onset dementia and Alzheimer's. Like, it has all these great benefits. But people love to be mad. I mean, why aren't they mad about body dysmorphia and Kim, growing a butt overnight? Like, I'm a curve model. I was found in a curve model search by Curvy Kate like 5 years ago. I'm actually not that mad.
Okay.
I'm not.
I agree.
I'm actually not that bad.
I agree. I'm a body positivity person. However, I am all about health. And I think that if you are happy within yourself, that is what's most important. So I've been skinnier. I've been much bigger. And I wasn't happy at either one because that came from within. So I found some balance in between. And in all honesty, I think what the article said to me was that being skinny is what makes you sexy. However, when I looked at that ad, I saw a woman. There was no man looking at her.
Right.
It wasn't, she was in a bikini or anything. It was just her face. So it was, if you feel like you are overweight personally, not by society's rules or whatever it is, if you feel like you're overweight personally and you want to lose weight to make yourself feel healthier, then this is something that can help. If you don't use it, use something else. We've got Nutrisystem. We've got all those diet plans that can help you lose weight if that makes you healthier.
As for me, go ahead. No, I was to say, I think that what you said resonates with me because I'm my own worst critic. I'm the person and I've been much bigger and I've been much smaller too. And there have been times in my life where, I have skipped events that I wanted to go to because I felt fat. And that wasn't because of an external influence. I mean, maybe there's something under the surface. What are society's ideals of beauty? But I've also skipped events when I've been much skinnier because I'm like, I'm going to be too tempted to eat that. And that is crap. And I think part of
did that last week.
Where you're like, I can't go because they're going to have all these desserts. And I think for me, I'm probably the oldest one at the table at 45. And as I've gotten older, I've just started to, I actually feel more comfortable with myself than I did when I was younger. And I've learned to embrace, I need to enjoy life. Do I still care about how I look? Do I still have days where I'm like, oh gosh, I look terrible. Absolutely. I think we all do. But from the billboard perspective, when I look at it, the lawyer in me says, they may be making false claims. Dietary, medical foods aren't regulated by the FDA, but I'm always leery of specious claims. And is there something in it that's unhealthy? So you went out and did the research, but a lot of people don't do the research.
Right.
But in terms of, is it sending the wrong message? I think to the extent you look at it, is it telling people that hunger in and of itself is a bad thing? Yeah, but I don't necessarily think that it's any worse than other kinds of ads and things that we're inundated with every day. And not just for diet things. I think about, ads for Abercrombie and Fitch or for other, where it's about this perfect ideal of beauty, which I think it's not necessarily negative, but I think that has just as much of an influence as a girl sucking on a lollipop.
So for me, I think that part of being a strong woman and being confident is that you're able to step back and see, okay, what's the claim? What's the issue? Let's look at both sides, not just one, not just the other. Yes, Tess is her name. She started the claim, but, she is a bigger woman. So I feel like she's automatically wanting to attack and say, oh, no, we can't show that because it might portray, to younger children or to
different
women.
viewpoints.
And it's not just about us. We need to realize that there's men that go through, through the same issues that we're going through as women, as far as how do we feel, how confident are we, do we or not compare ourselves to other women or men. So I looked at the difference between being hungry and craving. And I looked at the lollipop, and I also did research on what's in it, and it's based, it's based off of a plant. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's not that bad. But then I also say, why are they doing this? Okay, would it be as big of a deal if instead of flat tummy, did it say Herbalife? That's a great question. But Herbalife, what they do is they spin it and they say, hey, you can make money off of this if you're a single mom, or you can do this, okay?
And
so
marketing.
We have it and we have this. So, you can see it from so many different ways. And the lollipop, it's 30 in one bag for $49.99. That's a lot of money. That resonates with what you said. It's expensive, okay? But really, do we really have to buy a bag of lollipops to say, hey, my lunchtime is not till an hour and 15 minutes. Let me go do this. Yeah, it might be a good idea if you would rather go to the vending machine and get a Snickers that it's 150 calories.
Yes.
It's only 30 calories. So again, it depends on how you look at it and what spin you want to give it to, in my opinion.
But there's actually nutrients in it. Like I didn't even mention, supposedly, and again, it's not regulated, so we do not know.
Right.
But gosh, it is the wording. It is the wording, but supposedly it's not colored with food coloring. It's colored with beets. Beets purify your blood. I eat beets all the time. And then it also mentioned that it has turmeric for the coloring and for the benefits of that.
There's 6 flavors.
Yeah,
so they entice you.
Right. So I was more interested. I was just like, well, what's in it, and the things that are in it outside of the cane sugar and the brown rice syrup. I mean, how is this any different outside of the wording than like those vitamin gummies, right? Or like Outshine has veggie popsicles,
Also, how is it different from, you're in a hurry in the morning, you really don't eat breakfast, you have a cup of coffee. That suppresses your hunger for,
sure does.
In my opinion. And for me, it's like I can go with a cup of coffee maybe all day. So it just depends how you want to look at it.
Right. So there's different angles that we can go with it, but it seems like the consensus is that do your research, figure out what's best for you, and then make that decision based off what's best for you and not what society says that you should do.
Right.
So what about when like the teenagers who don't understand that, what if they get to that?
Who's raising them?
Exactly. That's the thing.
Who's raising them?
Right.
Honestly, I believe that social media has a big influence on that. In addition to social media, advertising that we see. So if I'm going to New York City and I have the impression that this is like the capital of fashion and the capital of beauty, and like just me being impressionable on what I need to do to be more beautiful and to be more acceptable, And the first thing I see is like, don't eat, stop eating. As a young woman, I feel like it could be very easy to fall into that trap of, or that thought process of, they're doing it, they're beautiful, they're skinny, I want to be like them, so why don't I do what they're doing to get there? And I speak from experience, the whole little waist cincher situation.